start with our entertainment section this week, and we're starting off in Jamaica. And this is another case of where Jamaica is not a real place at all. So the recent combo party with Kadisha and friends in Waterford turned up this past weekend. Like, it was the meme, it was all over, it was everywhere for this weekend. Like, if you never hear about Kadisha combo party this weekend, you were under a rock. So the alleged promoter of the event, who goes by the moniker Shanice Combo Boss, enticed patrons to attend their event, citing that sexual acts would be offered for the cost of $3,000. Interested attendees could get oral favors, and for $2,000, patrons could have intercourse. Patrons were promised a combo package for $5,000. Now, Shanice Combo Boss Wilson and Khadijah Lewis insist that the sex acts talked about in the video were merely to help boost attendance at the event, insisting that they would never sell sex. Shanice Combo Boss and her friend Khadijah say that they were bored on a Sunday during one of the weekend lockdowns and uploaded the video of Wilson inviting patrons to the event, promising oral sex and full intercourse at various prices, including a combo deal for $5,000. Now, social media was flooded with the various memes and videos of persons saying that they were heading to the event in Waterford. But despite their newfound fame, the videos caused some distress, and Wilson was even taken into custody by police. The cops determined that no combo would take place in the division, and they visited Club Overdose because when it initially came out, the party was supposed to be held at Kadisha's place, but due to the overwhelming response, they moved it to Club Overdose on Port Henderson Road, popularly known as Back Road over in Portmore. So, I mean, the memes were crazy. People were just going on and doing stuff, and like, I must say that it was quite interesting on the weekend with everybody commenting and saying that they were going to Kadisha's place and all of that kind of stuff. So staying in the entertainment section, we're going to go to the USA, and a jury on Thursday found former reality star and political activist, also father of 7, Josh Duggar, guilty of 2 charges of knowingly receiving and possessing child pornography. He faces up to 20 years of imprisonment and up to $250,000 in fines after he was convicted on both counts. However, possession is a lesser included offense, so he will only be sentenced for the receipt crime. His sentencing is expected in 4 months, but the date hasn't been scheduled pending a pre-sentence investigation. Shortly after his conviction, Duggar, age 33, was led away in handcuffs by the police. He had been on trial in federal court in Fayetteville, Arkansas since last week. His dad, Jim, Bob, and others attended Thursday to hear the verdict. The verdict comes about 2 years after Homeland Security agents first searched Duggar's wholesale motor cars in 2019, seizing 2 personal devices and a work desktop that became the key to the case. Evidence presented to the court included logs of Duggar's internet usage, which included downloading the images, sending personal messages, and saving pictures. In testimony over 3 days, Futrell testified that he found evidence that photos and videos of children, some younger than 10, being sexually abused could have been abused and then could have been accessed and then deleted from a separate password protecting operating system on Duggar's work computer. Futrell also detailed numerous circumstantial and time and place connections that investigators found, which was a similar password, similar programs, geolocated and time-stamped text and photos between Duggar's whereabouts and when the illegal matter was downloaded and viewed. Duggar's family friend, Bobby Holt, testified that he confessed to molesting underage girls during a conversation in 2003. Bobby Holt told the court Duggar had informed them that he touched multiple girls under their pants and underwear. And for those who may not recall, Duggar and his family were on a reality show. I think it's called 19 Kids and Counting. So, and he himself had 7 kids. Again, potentially he'll be could be sentenced up to 20 years in prison. Can't say that I feel sorry for him at all. If you're just tuning in, say hi, say hello, drop a comment, let me know that you can hear and that all is well. We're staying in the USA, and Nick Cannon had some heartbreak on the weekend. He revealed that he lost his 5-month-old son, Zen Scott Cannon, to brain cancer. He said that he had a very tough weekend. During the taping on the show that he did a couple of days ago, he held up a framed photo of his youngest child as a pick of the day, and he revealed and explained that Zen had a malignant brain tumor following a cancer diagnosis months earlier. They said that he noticed that he had something. He thought it was a sinus thing. When they took him to the hospital, they told him that it wasn't a sinus infection, but they found out that there was fluid building up in his head, and he had to have immediate surgery. They did have the surgery, and they were hoping for the best, but by American Thanksgiving weekend, things took a turn for the worse. And he said that, he was lucky to be able to spend this past weekend with Zen. And they took him to the ocean, and, they had a beautiful moment with him and Zen's mother, and he passed. He didn't state when when there would be a burial or anything of that nature. I think that's something that he'd want to keep personal and private for him and his family. So, just say rest in peace and condolences to him and his family. It's never easy having to bury your child. So I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. We're still staying in the entertainment section. And Elaine Thompson-Herah earlier this week was presented with a diplomatic passport from the government of Jamaica. The presentation of the passport was made to the Jamaican sprinter by the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, during a courtesy call at the office. Stated that Mr. Holness stated that Elaine has displayed the best of Jamaica with extraordinary talent, confidence, and passion. Elaine had a very good year, winning several Olympic medals, several world medals, and also winning the World Athletics Female Athlete of the Year at an award ceremony last week. So, getting the diplomatic passport is just a fitting ending and the cream on top of what she had this year. Okay. And we're going to talk about Bunny Wailer. He passed away last March 2021. And now apparently there's some issues with how the terms of the will is being interpreted. So apparently his kids are being asked to take DNA tests in order to establish paternity prior to them being officially recognized as beneficiaries, despite them being named in the will. So Donna Livingston Karidishi, the sister of the late Bunny Wailer, wants his 13 children to assert paternity by getting DNA tests so they can get their rightful share under the will. The sister claims that the matter of the will being interpreted is in the court, but that the children of the late singer have been harassing the eldest co-executor of Wailer's estate, Carlton Livingston, and his family. She added that the question of the validity of the will was raised, but there was nothing to suggest that it was not valid. When the will was entered into court, Abijah's lawyer requested the will, saying that they had an issue. Jabi's youngest sister said, "Respect your father's will and wishes. Just do your DNA. Meanwhile, a copy of the will lists all of 13 of Bunny Wailer's children that he acknowledged as his children when he was alive. The children's name are all listed out as beneficiaries under the will. According to the report, the will also has a further provision that speaks to any other child who wishes to come forward, and they will also have to establish paternal descent by DNA evidence. So, however, all the children we need, so basically, bottom line is whether you're recognized as a child and in the will, or whether you're not in the will, you were not recognized as a child while he was alive, but if for some reason you were brought forward as a child of his, you will have to take a paternity test to establish proof that you're a direct descendant, you're a child, you're an offspring, and that is the only way you will be able to get any of the benefits as laid out in the will. So that should be very interesting to see what happens with that. I'll keep you guys posted to see what happens as we go forward. Still in the entertainment section, it's been a bumper year for the Queen of Dancehall, Spice, and she's looking to close out on a strong note. And while she's had some high points, she's also had some low points as well. So as you know, she's booked to headline the Gay Pride Month in Toronto, and because of that, she'd gotten into some back and forth argument with Foota, who's another Jamaican DJ. Since then, Foota main page has been disabled. Well, both of them are scheduled to be performing on the same show in Florida on December 19th. So both Spice and Foota will be on the Bounce Music Festival in Orlando, Florida on December 19th. So it should be interesting to see if there's any reported interaction between the two. Also, if y'all may recall, earlier this year, there was some brouhaha between Spice and the promoters of the Chugget Festival. She didn't perform at the festival in Miami earlier this year, despite being in Miami. There were some issues with flight and hotel and all of this other stuff. At that point in time, there were talks about lawsuits and all of that stuff. Both parties have since lawyered up. So now Chugget has come forward stating that they're going to move forward with the lawsuit against Spice. They're going to seek damages for defamation, breach of contract, and tortious interference with contract. So the Spice has two lawyers, one in Jamaica that's looking after the issue, as well as one in Florida that's going to be looking after the issue as well. So it should be interesting to see what happens with that particular lawsuit, to see if it goes anywhere, who wins it, because everybody seems to have their receipts. Spice, when she did her live, she did provide some receipts, and I'm sure Chugget will have receipts as well. And so it should be interesting to see what happens with that one. Still staying on Spice, like she's got a whole lot going on this week, a whole lot. So she's been with VP Records for the past 10 years, and she's had problems with them. Now, Shaggy was instrumental in jumping in and getting both parties to work together, and they were able to do the album 10 and all of that stuff. So it's her struggles with VP for the past 10 years why she named her album 10. Now, Shaggy has come out and stated that VP did not do enough to promote the album in order to increase sales. VP claimed that they did all that they could. They had all hands on deck with regard to the promotion, and that they were the ones who actually submitted the album for Grammy nominations. However, Spice had done a live, I think the day that it became official that she was nominated for the Grammy, she did a live, and it was her and her friend that were on the live. And she stated that it was the friend that submitted her album for consideration for the Grammy. So, and it, it's a particular friend that she went to Africa with and all of that. So I'm not quite sure who's telling truth and who's lying and all of that stuff. But at the end of the year, Spice will no longer be contracted to VP. So I'm not quite sure who she'll be signing up with at that point or what's going to happen, but I'll keep you guys posted. Hey, Desiree, how are you? Thanks for checking in. Hope you had a good week and everything. Oh, I have to come see you. I'll book an appointment. I have to come see you. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for checking in. If you're just tuning in, drop a comment, say hello, say hi, share the live. Let me know if all is well with you guys. And staying in Jamaica for the entertainment section. Robbie Shakespeare of the infamous Sly and Robbie, the Rhythm Twins duo, has passed. He died recently in Florida. He had been ailing for a while and succumbed to his illness. He had kidney surgery about a month ago or thereabout. So it's a big loss to the Jamaican musical fraternity, as he was instrumental, along with Sly, in creating several rhythms. And a lot of you guys, bounced to his rhythm or whatever. I think the one that put them on the map way back when was a Taxi Rhythm, and that just catapulted them out. And, so condolences to him, and, rest in peace. Condolences to his family, rest in peace to him. And like I said, it is devastating blow to the Jamaican music fraternity. Let's see. Desiree says, well, hope all is well with you too. Yeah, can't complain at all. Can't complain. All is well with me. Still in the entertainment section, and Canadian rapper Drake withdrew his, on Monday, he withdrew from the Grammy Awards, removing his 2 nominations for the, that he had. He was nominated for 2 Grammys. He removed the album and is Way Too Sexy. So we're not quite sure. No information or no reason was given as to why he removed his album from the Grammy nominations, but he's had a rocky past couple of years with them. He hasn't liked how some of the albums that have gotten nominated over others and all of that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. Maybe at some point he'll come out and say why, maybe not. Also, earlier this year, I think it was about March, April, a trespasser, well, she broke into his house. I think it was in California, his Los Angeles home. She broke into his house, drank his liquor, locked herself in one of the rooms and all of that. Drake called the cops. He didn't have her arrested or anything of that nature. However, he did use a situation, wrote about it in a song, used her name and likeness in the song, and it was out in social media. She has now decided that she is going to be suing Drake for $4 billion because she claims that with him doing that to her, it has caused her financial harm. I don't understand that one there. I don't understand it at all. You broke it at somebody else, drink them liquor, lock up yourself in them house. They were gracious enough not to have you locked up. And now you're going to sue them because he used your name, because you claim that he wrote about you in a song. Like, that woman needs to be assessed to see if she's, needs to be assessed. Hey, Colleen, how are you? Thanks for checking in. Hope you had a good week. Hope all is well. Hey, Samuel, how's things over there in Florida? Hope all is well. Okay, so touching on Tristan Thompson a bit. This man, he just gets out and about. I don't think he's ever been introduced to a condom. I do not think he's ever been introduced to a condom. So he's now a father of 3 kids with 3 different girls. He recently had a baby boy with Texas personal trainer Marilee Nichols, and she is now suing him for child support and other pregnancy-related fees. He admitted to having sex with a personal trainer on at least one account. The court documents claim that Tristan said in a declaration that he and the personal trainer had sexual intercourses multiple times at a hotel after attending a party together. Although she claimed that they had an affair that lasted over 5 months, Tristan denied the claim and said that they'd only been intimate on that one occasion. Tristan ordered genetic testing in July before amending his petition in a Texas court last month. And mind you, this is all during the time when he was supposed to be with Khloe Kardashian, who he's cheated on several times. And apparently, I think it was in June that she finally said she's had enough. But this Marilee person, she's decided that, she's going out with a bang, no pun intended, but she's decided to post all his DMs, all the DMs, that the messages that they corresponded back and forth and all of that stuff, claiming that Tristan told her he loved her, claiming that he said that he would have left the girl that he was with at the time, which was Khloe, claiming that Drake also slept with Kylie, claiming that he stated that he would have been retiring from the NBA and all of that kind of stuff. So she's claiming a lot of stuff. At one point, he apparently offered to give her $75,000 to get rid of the pregnancy, which she refused to do. She, decided to have the baby. Now, 2 things bothered me about that part. The fact that, one, everybody seems to think that social media is now your vehicle to speak to somebody else. Like, if I have my friend phone number and if me have my man phone number, why I need to talk to social media? I pick up the phone and I talk to them, but they pick up the phone and everything has to be on social media. Like, everything that offered up on social media, people. Stop it. And the other issue I have is, if a man does not want to have a child with you and you choose to have the child, just like how a man don't have a say in a woman choosing to have an abortion, why should the man have a say or have to support or have to deal with a child that he did not want in the first place? We have to be balanced when these things come up. You can't force a man to do something. We have to be balanced in that. That's just my little rant on this part of it, because there are some men out there who want kids and the woman go have an abortion, and then the man is left with nothing. And yet in this case, I'm telling him, I want a child with you. You choose to have the child, and now you're going to sue him for money. That don't make sense. That don't make sense at all. Don't make sense. But it is what it is. But Colleen said, oh, you sick like a dog. Hope you're feeling better. What did you do? Hope you're feeling better, though. Hope you're feeling better. But we're going